Alright, what's up, guys? So, Dr. Insanity has uploaded a video titled When Scammers Realize They've Been Caught. Yeah, it's like so it looked like with this guy, he might be doing some insurance fraud stuff. But yeah, it's like people, just go out, get a job, not make, earn your money. I feel like people, it's easy to make money, but when you earn your money, when you earn that price that you're deserved of and stuff, whether it's a few hundreds to a few thousands to a few millions, regardless of whatever the situation is, when you earn that money, bro, it to me it changes like your perspective on earning money and stuff. And I know, like, yeah, I remember before like my last job, because yeah, I have to say I was that person that would ask more so my parents for money. As soon as I got me a job, I was like, fam, there'll be at times where they think that, like, oh, like, hey, you good or whatever. I'm like, fam, if we're like, let's say if we're all eating, right? We're all paying for our own individual like foods or whatever. I'm like, fam, if I gotta like run all the way home, scrounge up, whatever, it's either that or I'm not eating. All right. But I'm like, I've gotten to a point in time in my life where I'm like, I don't need others' money, so I'm like, I'm chilling. And so I just think a lot of people, if you're in this video, yeah, it's like either you didn't have, you're what? No, the thing is like, I don't want to say you're lazy, because if you're going out and doing something like this, and it's like you obviously have that mindset to put in work for something. You're just putting in work for the wrong thing. So yeah, it's like, just people, go out, get a job, all right? But anyways, make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to Dr. Insanity for more videos like this. And then that being said,
scams are everywhere these days, and the people
like,
that
bro,
run
come
them
on
are
now.
the lowest of the low. But ironically, many think they're above the law. So what happens when they're approached by cops?
Oh, yep,
and
I
given
remember
the
this.
ultimate reality check?
I remember that video. She really tried to run too. Yeah, they had like a full body length video of the girl in the middle and stuff. Yeah, they were most likely explaining
There
in the
are
video.
3 examples of scammers getting caught red-handed, starting with the most satisfying one. On the 20th of June, 2023, Target called the police as they suspected a woman was attempting to steal thousands of dollars worth of merchandise from their store. The cops knew this was serious, so they headed outside hands-on to talk with the alleged thief.
Hello, I'm Officer Robinson of the Traffic Police Department. I'm conducting a theft investigation. You're now free to leave at this time. Go ahead. I'm conducting a theft investigation.
I'm telling you, like, people, just go and watch some of the, like, those body cam videos of people stealing at Walmart or stealing at some store and stuff. They always play that game of, what did I do wrong? I was shopping. And I'm like, no, I'm like, okay, where's your receipt? And I'm like, and you know what? No, matter of fact, okay, like, tell me the price of all these things. Pull up your bank account, because I'm like, everybody got a bank account, all right? So pull up your bank account. If you use the debit card, credit card, if you use cash, show me, okay, how you acquired the cash. Just prove to me that you didn't steal any of these things. We'll let you go. But if you ain't gonna do it, then it's like, fam, you under arrest.
What's that?
They paying them.
But in this situation, yeah, that is right though. She was claiming a friend was in there paying for the stuff. She took the stuff outside without the friend paying for it first, and then was saying that the friend was paying for it.
Someone else is paying for the merchandise that you...
That don't make no sense to me.
No, listen, how did I walk out with it?
No.
I'm not doing it.
We're gonna do this. Relax this hand. Hey, listen to me.
Oh my God,
Listen
what's
to me.
going on?
While we investigate, I'll put you in handcuffs, and if we're wrong...
Why are we doing this?
Because,
Why am I being
listen...
And that's just something that I've said before in these videos. It's like, if you know you didn't steal nothing, you're not gonna be putting up no fight. You're not gonna be, because I'm just saying, like, me in a situation like this, I know I paid for my stuff. So like, and even if it was like, okay, if it's a mistake, then I'm like, oh, my bad. Like, no, I'll go in there, I'll pay for it and all that stuff. But I'm like, for the most part, every time when I go into a store, I'll always make sure I hear the scan thing beep, or I'm looking at that screen locked in to see, like, okay, you're scanning for a energy drink, or you're scanning for a pack of socks, or whatever and stuff. I'm locked in on that machine. And so, yeah, but it's one of those things where it's like, if some cops are approaching me, they're accusing me of stealing, I'm like, all right, no. I'm like, yeah, no, handcuff me. Not admitting that I'm stealing, but I'm all like, no, like, if this is an investigation, I'm not gonna put up no fight. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm like, I will show you guys my bank account. I would show you the card that I use. I'm like, I will show you guys proof that this is my card, this is me, ID, all that stuff. And I'm like, so you let me know what you guys need to see. I got you, all right?
But listen, sir.
No. You listen. First, put you in handcuffs. Make it safe for me. Then
And they
we'll
need
go
to
through
know
the
it's like when you're
details.
putting up a fight with the cops, you're
claiming that her
admitting
friend is
guilt.
still inside paying for everything, but the cops are having a hard time believing it,
Yeah.
especially when an employee says this.
What's up? Where's your buddy?
Right there, she don't even know what's going on. So,
She's saying that she's about to pay for it.
hey, well, I'm not paying. It's just something.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah. I'm just. Hey,
That's like that in every store.
So if you want to like stand right there where she can't see you and just
My
let
thing,
her
and that's
walk
another thing, and that's something I didn't say when I had, because I did react to the full length version of this. But no, it's like, let's say you go, or you have a friend come over, right? And they just take something out of your house, and then they're claiming like, oh, well, no, because we're friends. It's like, you're going to approach them on some stuff like that. It's like, did you take my stuff? Yes or no? And if they give it up all these excuses like, oh, well, such and such said, I'm like, no, I don't care what such and such said. Such and such don't own this house. All right. I own this house. So if you take something from the house that I own, I gotta question you about that stuff. So yeah, it's like, and I guarantee and I promise you, she'll be in a situation like this at some point in time of her life, and then she'll think back to the time where she got arrested from stealing at Target and things, and she's like, oh, that's why I shouldn't be stealing at Target.
just to make sure, like, hey, she didn't.
All right. So whose merchandise is this?
It's me and her.
So you're sharing. So is she paying for all of it? Did you guys split the bill?
We split. I sent some money to her cash out, and we split in the bill.
So you're paying her through Cash App, and she's paying for everything inside.
And her own car.
All right. Well, I guess we'll find out.
But before the cops can conduct their master plan to catch her cohort, they get some more information from the Loss Prevention Center that blows the case wide open.
He says, there's someone in the store who has stolen from Target before. What
If they catch you on camera,
does is
it's over with.
scans stuff and then bags it and leaves and never pays for the stuff.
Been to Target a minute.
So
Yeah, I learned
over a
this
minute
from that,
ago, they remember you. So then they're watching you and they're like, looks like she's doing the same thing she got arrested for last time.
No, I'm not.
Well, that's what it looks like. You're bagging stuff up and then
I'm not doing that.
well, what you're saying is completely different than the way pretty much everyone I know shops.
Okay, well, can you
Yeah,
go
because
get
it's
some?
like everybody, just I guess for those that have never, I feel like a good majority of you guys have been to Target. But in case if you've never been to Target, so yeah, pretty much what they're saying is that, so Target got these self-checkout lines. I think some of you guys may or may not know that. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, they got self-checkout lines. You scan, and then it's, then there'll be a price they'll pop up. Okay, so you owe $20.72. You either bring out a card or you bring out $20.72. You put it in the machine, and then after that, a receipt, this paper that is printed out called the receipt. It'll show you that, hey, this is your transaction receipt in case if somebody tries to accuse you of stealing, you have the items, you have the receipt, we got you on camera paying for this stuff. Fam, what could possibly go wrong? So, yeah, it's just, she's trying to play that game like she don't know. But it's like, fam, how many people do you know go into Target? Or not even just Target, but just any store, and then they just walk out with products. And then they talk about, oh, I'll pay for it later. That's never happened. As long as stores have been a thing, that has never, it's like you could put like a down payment down on that stuff. But it's like, but eventually at some point in time, you got to fully pay that stuff off. And it's just people out there. It's just, they try to play that game like they don't know. But it's like, fam, we know that you know. You're not in an age where you out driving around doing all these other things. She seems like that, she's a woman that, she's in a way taking care of herself. So I just find it hard to believe that you just don't know stuff. Like, nah.
I'm letting her finish her transaction. Because if she doesn't know the police are here with you, and then she just on her own,
She already thinking about like, dang.
Well, that's weird, but at least
what can I do to get out of
maybe
this?
that was the plan.
This is probably the smartest and most honest way the cops could have gone about this.
Yeah.
If her friend does pay for everything, no harm was done and they can both go on their way. But if she doesn't pay, then their intent becomes
And they
very
waited,
clear.
too. They waited
Unfortunately,
for a
though,
minute.
The cop mistimes his attack and heads in just before she finishes her transaction.
I'm with your friend outside. Have you paid for everything yet?
No,
Are you ready to go?
no.
Okay, are you still working on that?
Yeah. What's wrong?
Well, your friend walked out with hundreds of dollars worth of merchandise that didn't pay for anything. So,
That's what we're doing now.
you're paying for what?
Yes, so what I'm doing to figure out what's going on.
How are you paying for all that stuff?
With a card, what do you mean?
You scanned clothing items?
I was scanning her.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she went over there
And she went over there and scanned stuff. Okay. She didn't pay for any of it.
she knows she's never free. That's the thing.
She didn't pay. She didn't give anything to Target in exchange for hundreds of dollars worth of merchandise. She just walked out with it. Her story is that you're paying for all of the
Yeah,
stuff
but I
that
didn't
she
know.
walked
Yeah,
out with.
she has her own card. I don't know.
Okay.
If I don't know.
Well, what's going on is $1,400. Is any of that stuff still here?
That's what I'm.
All of it's in the car?
It was never lived in the car. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, it's in the car. No, it ain't. It's in the car. So basically, your friend walked out with $1,449.63. Oh, she has, because we've arrested her before. So,
It seems as though the girl is just as confused as the
Yeah,
cop and was
that's
expecting the
crazy.
thief to come.
Yeah, because my thing is like, now I would, as a, me being at, like, being in her shoes, right? Where if I don't know, and then all of a sudden the cops, then they think that I'm, doing some scamming stuff with you, and now I done got arrested, that would be the last time I would hang out with that friend. I'm like, no, my thing is this, if you have a job, okay, if you got a job, save your money, all right? Because my thing is this, I never once with any of these shoes have went into any of the stores or shopped online and been like, oh, well, I'll just take the shoes and just pay for it later. No, and the thing is this, and if I don't have the money at the time, guess what I do? I work. I put in work. I earn my money. I make my money to a higher amount. So when the time does come, I could go out and get me a pair of shoes. But yeah, it's like, it's just people. You gotta stop with the scamming, all right?
Come back in to pay the $1,400.
And don't get friends
that she
involved
owed.
either.
The cops then take her outside to see exactly how insane this situation is and to talk to her friend who's royally screwed up.
I've got tons of. I'm a dad. Who's a dad?
I
got you. This ain't cheap. So what I'm looking at is $1,400 of stuff was scanned, and none of this was scanned. So, which means the total amount of things that were removed from the store is
She wanna go off on the friend.
plus all the stuff.
It seems that these girls have adopted the strategy of if you don't know what's going on, the enemy won't either. And everyone still seems extremely confused. There's a slim chance these girls could still explain everything away if they play things right, but they made one fatal mistake. Earlier, the cops asked the girl what her last name was, to which she said it was Wilson. But later on, when the cop decides to look at past charges of her, this is what happens.
So when I look up just a female with your date of birth, with a last name that begins with W, there is 0.
So here's the deal. This is how it works. If you continue to conceal your identity from us until we get to the jail, and then we find out who you are when we get to the jail because we scan your fingerprints, and they tell us, yeah, this is so-and-so. We arrest you for...
And it just don't make no sense. It's like, ma'am, just don't steal, okay? Don't steal. I know you guys are probably like, you got all excited thinking like, no, just watch what happens. Watch what happens. She got caught. She got caught. She didn't get away. It's like, at least if you're gonna be running away from the cops, at least make sure you're like some track star or something. But it's like, don't run just to get arrested on the other end of the parking lot. It's like, you didn't get that far, man.
Now you're going in a car.
And that's what, so, and I know people probably ask, like, so why didn't they put her in the car in the first place? Because I think from what I remember, I think she was saying, like, because I think it was hot outside, and she was like, she didn't want to be in the, because I think, yeah, some of those cop cars ain't got, like, a proper, like, AC unit going on within it and stuff. So I think that's what it was, is that she didn't want to go into the car, and then that's when she started talking about the friend stuff and so on and so on. So
This sealed the deal for the cops, and she was immediately put into the backseat of a patrol vehicle and taken to the station. There, she was charged with grand theft and resisting an officer without violence. Yet at least shoplifting doesn't usually involve innocent civilians. But the same can't be said about this next scam.
So I looked this way.
Innocent
This
civilian?
gentleman steps in front of my car. I didn't see him.
On the 1st of November, a woman named Gisbert Granado was driving in a Walmart parking lot when she ran over a man who had just got out of a hospital for a knee replacement. The man was a pedestrian using the crosswalk, but Gisbert wasn't paying any attention behind the wheel and failed to stop, gravely injuring him. Now he's in intense pain and talking about his lawyer. This case seems pretty open and shut, but as the cops dig deeper, they discover that everything is just one giant scam.
What happened?
I was coming for there was an old man. So the lady didn't give him a chance. So I was telling him, go ahead. I told him, right? I didn't see this gentleman crossing this. And I was telling the old man in front of me, go. So I looked this way. This gentleman steps in front of my car. I didn't see him.
So you're the driver?
But I was going 2 miles an hour.
He was crossing and had the right of way.
Yeah.
I turned around and all I saw was his hand on the hood of her car. So I did not see anything.
The driver seems extremely nervous and doesn't really know
Yeah,
what
that's
happened.
scary.
Everyone claims she'd forgotten that pedestrians have the right of way and plowed over the man, but she's trying to claim it was a genuine accident. However, the witnesses are having a hard time believing her.
People crossing in here, they have the right of way. I know, I told him, I'm sorry. I know pedestrians have the right of way. I know that.
That's messed up. If homie is out here scamming this girl, and it's like you see how distraught she is, it's like, nah. He's like at an age where it's like, nah, bro. I don't care how old you are. If you got time to be out here doing stuff like this, you got time to go out there and find a job. I ain't trying to hear no excuse about, oh, well, I'm old. I can't. Nah, bruh. Ric Flair was out there jumping off of ladders at like 60-something years old. You could go out there. You're at Walmart. Be a Walmart greeter. I'm like, fam, you don't dare. I feel like being a Walmart greeter, it's like you don't have to be. You can literally be a child and be a Walmart greeter. I ain't seen people at like an old age be a Walmart greeter. So I'm saying, it's like you got you a chair, just you already at the front entrance, just say, hey, how are you? Hi, how's it going? I'm like, welcome to Walmart. They'll thank you for coming in today. That's it. And repeat. I'm like, that's all you have to do. And I'm saying, I don't know how much you get paid for it, but I'm pretty sure it's all like, it's much more legal to do that than to be out here doing some insurance fraud stuff.
Have your ID with you?
And I didn't mean to.
Okay.
I was just hoping the old man.
I understand.
While one officer gets the driver's ID and insurance, another goes to talk to the victim. This is when things start to get really fishy.
All right, sir. Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, I was walking out carrying my bag of groceries.
Okay.
And
You were on the scooter, obviously.
No, I was walking.
You were walking.
Yeah, she brought me the scooter so I could sit down after the accident.
Okay.
As I went in front of her car, she went forward, and when she went forward, she hit me here sideways. I said stop, and I put my hand on the hood.
Okay.
Like, she went forward with me. I almost fell. But she went, I would say it happened within seconds. I think maybe about 10 seconds.
The man's body language is actually quite a big giveaway that something strange is going on here. See how right at the end, the man looks at the cop, looks away for a moment, then looks back and nods his head quickly while locking eyes with the cop. This sequence of events heavily implies that the man is being deceitful. The break in eye contact shows nervousness, the nod is his subconscious effort to convince himself he's correct, and the final gaze is him seeking approval from the officer. Watch the next clip with this in mind, and see if you can spot all the times his eyes give him away.
I mean, yeah, he is looking like around a lot.
Okay.
I know it's funny though, cause like I remember them kind of mentioning that in all TV shows, but no, everybody hates Chris. And I think it was that episode when Malvo, he had robbed the corner store that Chris had worked at. And then when the I can't think of dude's name, but he's a popular actor, but he asked Chris like, so you don't know who did it? And Chris was like, no, I don't know who did it. And then that's when he was like, well, you looking west and east, like, you know, you wait for a train or so. I think he said that, but anyways, but no, it was like I think yeah, that's something where I'm like I just now that they uncalled it out, I think now I'm paying attention to it. But beforehand, it was like the story did sound somewhat legit and things, but I don't know.
She pushed me. I was walking in front of her car.
I understand.
The crosswalk, trying to get to my car. But when she was coming, she wasn't paying attention.
Okay. And what are your injuries?
But
They just checked you out, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Obviously, on the field, you can't use this as hard evidence that someone is
Yeah.
lying, but it definitely can clue you into the fact that something may be up. So the cops decided to go and check the security footage to see what really happened. And this is when they found something groundbreaking.
And that guy came up literally to the side of her car at the last second as she was going.
Can you be 51 to...
Yeah, and it's like that. Nah, bruh.
He said that the way he made it seemed like he was.
And my thing is this: if you see a car, because I know that's something that I do, especially at Walmart. Walmart, yeah, it's like you might as well be walking into oncoming traffic when you're at Walmart. But no, it's like you always look both ways before you cross. That's something they teach you when you're a kid. You look both ways before you. He's looking both ways now as he's talking to a cop, but he didn't look both ways when the car was going. So I'm like, that's something where it's like, sir, if you don't see a big giant white car in front of you driving forward in a direction, and that's something that I always do, like when I'm crossing, I'm going somewhere, if I know that the car is about to pull out, you always walk behind the car, and then you kind of, because my thing is this, I'm gonna sound like I'm like some like a coach or something for a football team. All right, now if you go through with a HB dive, right, or no, it's like not HB dive, is it HB toss? Either way, all right, but you're doing a running play, right? So you go around said quarterback. This is the quarterback right here. You go around said quarterback. Here's the opening. Run straight down. Touchdown. I'm saying, it's like, fam, he's walking. You're pretty much just walking into the defensive players at this point. So it's like, nah, he brought that on himself. And there's been a message brought to you by Coach TMossBoss. Yeah, he 100% brought that on himself.
Being dragged by the car.
Fortunately for Gisbert, this footage doesn't lie and shows her stopping for another man. Then, before she can even get moving,
and look how
the
far
man
out he
walks
is.
straight in front of her car before purposefully falling over the hood. Gisbert immediately stops and gets out of the car to make sure he's okay. A far cry from the 10 seconds or so the man claimed he was being dragged for. So with this in mind, the cops go to deliver Gisbert the good news and the man the bad news.
All right, man. This is gonna be a copy of the case number. Basically, that's where your report's gonna be. You're not at fault for this, okay? So, because it's not your fault that he came at you. Cameras right here. We reviewed.
We know. We watched.
No, it's okay.
I told him I didn't hit him. He was nasty.
No, it's not that you didn't hit him. It's that.
I know why he did because I came out and I told what he did.
You bumped him, but it was his fault.
Right, exactly. So what ends up happening is if I go right here and I go straight to this vehicle and then I cut and go right in front of it to use the crosswalk, I'm at fault.
I was telling the old man.
Does that make sense? So you're fine, okay?
They have very good video, okay, and we saw what happened, and you're fine. We saw you let the other person in front of you go, but he did cross, but he crossed right next to you.
I don't know, if I'm a cop, I would want to give her a hug or something, because she seems so distraught. She's probably thinking like her whole life is, like messed up now, or I guess for however long this situation is like sitting on her head and things. And I'm like, yeah, I'd definitely give her a comfort hug just to let her know, like, ma'am, trust me. I'm like, you know what you're out here doing. And it's like that man, on the other hand, yeah, he don't know nothing. So that's why he out here thinking, oh, I could just walk out in front of cars and stuff. Like, fam, this ain't Grand Theft Auto. You're not an NPC. You're aware of your surroundings. And he 100% brought that on himself.
You weren't paying attention.
Here you go, man.
I had to let the old man go by and say, go.
You're fine.
You're fine.
Okay?
We did have a chance to review the video. Based on the video, we do find you at fault for this. Okay? When you go out on the parking lot, you caught across the crosswalk, but you did so right before the vehicle, and then you caught right in front of it. So she wasn't able to see it. That's actually a pedestrian violation. Okay? So we are going to give you a ticket for that.
Crystal clear on the video. They have cameras at every angle.
Right.
She's good. She let the person in the crosswalk ahead of her go. You were not in the crosswalk. You came up to the side of her car at her wheel well. You were like at her car and then just cut in front of her. There's no way she would have saw you.
But she wasn't paying attention when I went in front of the car.
You were not in the crosswalk. You were at her side.
Now I feel like I feel like now he's just like, it's sinking in that, yeah, he ain't getting no money, and now he's like, his knees probably already feeling better. He probably is just all like, nah, he's like, forget it. He'll like take the ice pack, throw it across the parking lot. He's like, I'm going home. Forget this mess.
Like I said, it's crystal on that video.
When all was said and done, the man was given a ticket for a pedestrian violation totaling $62.50.
Oh, wow.
Gisbert wasn't met with any compensation, but was sent on her way. What the man was doing is called insurance scamming, and you can see how powerful it can be when the punishment is a small fine and a warning, but the reward for being successful can be thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
But at least insurance scams...
Yeah, it's like, I found, and I know people are probably like, bro, it's like, you play way too many video games. No, that's actually how I found out about insurance fraud. It was the video game Saints Row 2. That's when because I was a kid, I was like, I didn't know about insurance fraud until I had played that game, and then they had where you had to do those mini missions and stuff, where you gotta like run out into oncoming traffic and things, and so yeah, that's like, people, it's one of those things. I'm telling you, video games teach you some things. I know you guys gonna be thinking that's funny, but I'm like, nah, I didn't learn some stuff from video games, and so yeah, it's like, and I feel like now, after playing that game, then it's like, then yeah, you go outside to the general public, then it's like, oh, okay, here's a car. I know not to walk out in front of that car because that car is going to hit me. And so, yeah, it's one of those things where I'm always make sure of it that I lock in eyes with the driver. And if that driver, it's like they do something like that, then okay. But yes, there have been times though where it's like I've locked in on the driver and they're looking like this, not even looking at me, and then they turn, and then that's when they see me and stuff, and I'm still just standing there on the sidewalk just looking at them. I'm all like, hey. I'm all like, you already out and driving and stuff. So I'm like, go ahead and go. But I'm not gonna be that person that's gonna be like, oh, let me just ragdoll my body in front of your car and stuff. Yeah, it's people out there. It's like I said, go out and get a job.
Usually don't put anyone in
this is a Code Blue
danger,
Cam video?
unlike this next scam, which can have deadly consequences.
Justin lied to me! Justin!
On December 2nd, 2022, deputies in Wisconsin visited a home where two known felons were known to reside. One was a woman named Kaylee Williams, and the other was her boyfriend, Justin Garbett. Both had outstanding warrants and were well known to the police. But when they arrived at the house, it seemed that only Kaylee was home, but she wasn't planning on leaving the property.
Yeah, I can see her moving around in here. Giving her a couple commands to come out. She's verbally talking with us, but has yet to exit the building. She's on the phone when I saw her back here. It looked like she was gonna maybe go into that garage.
The cops were able to talk to her through the windows, but she seemed set on not stepping outside. She did tell them that her boyfriend was a state over in Minnesota on some family business, but the cops were able to determine little else. However, this is when things start to take a very strange turn. Back at the station, the cops received a call claiming that a man was patrolling the local Walmart with a loaded gun.
911, what's the location of your emergency? I just got a call from my daughter. She's at the Walmart in town. She said there's someone in there with a gun. Okay, and what's he doing with the gun? She doesn't know. She freaked out and ran in the bathroom and locked the door. Did she get a description of him? He said he was a white guy, short, blonde hair, black pants. Can you get the information from the daughter and find out if...
When the line disconnected, the cops knew something strange was going on, but they weren't able to figure out what yet. However,
I see
back
what
at
they're
Kaylee's
doing.
house, it seems that all of a sudden, she's ready to talk.
Kaylee, open the door so I can talk to you, okay? I don't want to break your grandma's door, okay? But I will.
Okay, hold on, Tiffany.
I'm wondering if was that her that was talking, because I don't know, man. It's one of those. It sounded like it could have been her. If they said it, I'm like, yeah, that was definitely her on the phone. Then she's probably just doing that. That's crazy. It's like, fam, that's against the law too. You can't call 911 talking. I think that's what the situation is. I don't know, but yeah, let's just see.
Hi.
It's a cop. What are you?
I'm here talking with her.
Come on in. Don't leave the door open.
All right.
What are you doing?
Well, she's got to come with us. We got some questions for her.
What do I have a felony warrant? Oh, I didn't go sign my bond,
Correct, but you also have a Jefferson County body only
which
warrant.
is what we're paying right now.
Okay, it's body only. It doesn't have
It's
a bond
body only for
associated.
child support, but if I pay $1,000 to child support, I have the email. I'll show it to you.
Kaylee seems extremely agitated when the cops enter the house. Watch how she talks to her own family on the phone as she tries to get the bank details to pay off her bond.
Send it to me. Is the card connected to Apple Pay? Is it connected to Cash App? Actually, it's connected to Facebook. No. Okay. Just give me the card number and I'll call and pay it myself. Grandma's right here. I'm sorry. I've been trying to handle this shit. I forgot about my bond completely. I just talked to my lawyer this morning.
However, just moments later, things start to fall into place. The responding officer suddenly gets intel from dispatch that the number who called about the gun was directly associated with Kaylee, and when he asks them to call the number back, this happens.
Did you call 911 a few minutes ago?
I might have been on accident, not on purpose.
Okay. Do you have a daughter?
Yeah, my daughter lives hours away though.
Okay. Is she at Walmart?
My daughter's who called you and told you I was here.
Okay, but why did you call 911 and report?
I didn't say, if I did, it was not on purpose. You've seen me on the phone in here calling people.
I didn't see you on the phone. I was standing outside.
Oh no, I was trying to get a hold of her. I was calling a million different people.
So why did our dispatch center receive a 911 call stating that she received a phone call from her daughter who was at Toma Walmart and said that there was a man that walked into Walmart with a gun?
I have no idea.
What?
I have no idea.
Oh,
that,
this
no.
is getting ridiculous.
No.
Okay, you can say no all you want, but that number that keeps popping up on your phone is my dispatcher
I
calling
was
you.
wondering who the number was.
Yeah, that's the number that called because you called from this number. Kaylee, can we go talk in the kitchen for a second? So listen to me for a second.
Yeah,
Put the phone
that's
down.
a fat no. You cannot call 911 unless there's an actual emergency. You can't call, because I've seen like the show World's Dumbest Criminals, and people have called 911 talking about like, oh, like, bro, I'm high and I can't feel my heartbeat, or I'm like, they'll call 911 for some dumb reason and things, but they'll get in trouble for that. You gotta call 911 is an emergency like line. That's not no line where it's all like, oh, where's the nearest McDonald's from where I'm located at and things. It's like, nah, bro, it's called Google Maps. I'm like, call them up, but it's like, don't call us up. Call us up. There's an emergency. But yeah, it's just people, man, they don't be thinking.
I want you to listen and pay attention. Okay. While we were here, you were inside and refusing to come out.
Yes.
Okay. You were allegedly making phone calls. Okay.
Which I have.
Why did you call 911 and report that somebody was at Walmart with a gun?
Well, I was told that, but I was in a hurry. I didn't even do it. To be honest with you, I've had about 5 minutes of a blackout since you guys have been here. I remember nothing.
Something's telling me
What does
she's
that
not telling the
mean?
truth, and the cop has the same suspicion. What Kaylee has just done can be referred to as swatting, the act of calling in a fake emergency to a certain address to attract police attention.
I heard of swatting, but like but why though? I'm confused by that. That's yeah.
This is done as an attack on the people at the targeted address, but here
Hey,
she was
Aiden
doing it
Ross.
to try and draw away the cops at her door. This is still extremely dangerous, as all it
Yeah.
would take is someone matching the description at the Walmart for things to end up extremely badly.
Yeah.
However,
No, there was a situation where so I guess it was like I think it was these like two groups of people were playing. I can't remember what game it was, but they were playing a game. One got mad at the other. Then one of the guys decided that, oh, well, I'm gonna do a swatting on the other guy. So they did. I think he did give out the wrong address. They ended up the SWAT team ended up going to a different house. They go to that house. That guy's confused on what's going on and things. He's just seeing a bunch of people outside. I think at some point, and yeah, I was like, I don't know why you would do some stuff like that. If you see SWAT team members all outside your house, it's like, fam, just hands up, don't reach for nothing. I think he went to reach for his gun and yeah, ended up getting shot and killed. And he wasn't even the guy that was involved in the two groups that were arguing with one another in the video game. He was just a random person. And so yeah, I think the guy that did, I don't know about the other people that was supposed to be the actual people that get swatted. I don't know whatever happened to them, but I think the guy that did you know, call up the, you know, the fake fake calling things for the swatting. Yeah, I think he did end up going to prison behind it and stuff, so.
Cops at Kaylee's realized that even she wouldn't do something so stupid just to avoid talking to the cops herself.
Yeah, it's
something else has to be at play here. And when they questioned her about this was her strange response.
Do you know that that's a crime and that's called swatting?
No, I did not know.
Yeah, that's something that to elicit a large police response to a location. I assume you probably did that believing that we were going to take off.
No,
and we were just
to
gonna
be
leave
honest
you
with
here.
you, I have a lot of fucking... I'm not in my right fucking mind.
Okay.
I'm just freaking out. My grandma can't be here by herself. I didn't know what to do. And then
You didn't know what to do, so you thought you'd call 911 and make a false report.
I didn't know what to do. I called 911 and I was going to say something, and then I was talking to my daughter on the house phone and she starts screaming at me.
Where's the house phone?
In my room. Well, it was in my room. It's in the living room now. There's one right here, too.
Okay.
The cop decides to check out the call log on the house phone and notices that she'd actually called her boyfriend Justin while they were on the scene. What's even more telling is that just seconds after hanging up the call, she made the false call to police. Now things are really strange, and the cops know that Justin is somehow involved in all of this. So the cops get permission from Kaylee's grandmother to search the property and look for Justin.
He's hiding at the property. I had a feeling that was the case, that he was either in the house hiding or he was. Wow.
10-4, just so you're aware, we are at the garden shed in the back, and it is locked from the inside.
So he's in that back shed?
No, we haven't been able to get in that back shed for years. My kids used to play back there.
Why is it locked from the inside?
I don't know. I had Austin Jones was living in that shed last I knew.
There's a light on in there, too. It's like a little lantern.
Sheriff's office. Whoever's in the shed, come out now, or we're coming in.
Austin, you in there?
That's a dangerous game.
No, I'm not Austin.
Who are you?
My name's Justin.
Turn around.
Justin?
Turn around.
There he
Justin,
is.
look at that.
Yeah.
Turn around.
Turn
Get
around.
on your knees now. Get on your knees. Hands on top of your head. Interlock your fingers. Is there anybody else in there?
No.
Justin lied to me! Justin!
Now she's trying to blame him, and it's like, lady, do you think that the cops is gonna be hearing that this so-called, this Justin guy has lied to you, and it's like, and you just lied to us, and it's like, that's just crazy how like quick a person would fold on somebody just because they thinking, oh, I'm probably gonna get less time, and it's like, no, you gonna get, if anything's, I feel like this Justin guy is probably gonna get broken off some easy time, and she's gonna get broken off the longer sentence if they do end up having to go to jail. Yeah, because it's like, you just gained the charge today by doing a false report, so, I mean, lady,
All right, Justin, stand up.
you brought that, she brought that on herself.
Back up, I'm gonna fix you real quick. I'm sorry. You good? Stand there. Nothing on you?
No.
What property do you have on you? Just your wallet, phone?
Phone, money, some sunglasses.
Right. I'm gonna double lock these real quick.
Justin was arrested on his outstanding warrants, and Kaylee was taken in too. In fact, Kaylee was eventually hit with a felony count of swatting, 3 felony counts of bail jumping, and misdemeanor counts of bail jumping, obstructing an officer, and false emergency calls.
Wow.
It took some time, but the cops were eventually able to apprehend everyone involved.
Dang, this you can't do that. That's crazy. I didn't think she was gonna get all that, but yeah, she brought that on herself. It's like, you can't do stuff like that, man. But anyways, no, that was a pretty good video. Make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to Dr. Insanity for more videos like this. Like, subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.